Hallo, Deutsch III. Guten Morgen. Hallo, hallo. So we're just going to start a little bit on chapter 4a today and really just kind of do an overview of what it's about like we normally do on this day. And you'll have a chance to look at some of the vocabulary. And in fact, let me pull that up while I'm talking about it. The vocabulary quiz is on Freitag for this chapter. And the theme of the chapter is Natur, N-A-T-U-R, Natur, nature. Yeah, just one letter off from our way of saying it, Natur. And it's got some nice or some good important words to know, but and a lot of them are cognates with English, which is always good, but not all of them, but quite a few. Let me find here we go. All right. So let's try this here. If you want to follow along, I'm going to share my screen. I better turn that off. Hold on. All right. Technical, no, not really. It's not difficulties. It's just I'm having the difficulty. All right. So let's go the other way around with this here. Computer's slow today. Slow. There's an article coming up, and we'll probably take a look at it tomorrow about Nationalpark. Nationalpark, that should sound familiar. Where it's land set aside with as a national park, right? And it's really beautiful areas of Germany, like national parks are here. Let me try this again here. Well, I really want to go the other way. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. Farm. There are a lot of these just brand new words. Just and this one's not a cognate. It's der Bauernhof. A Bauer is a farmer, and his Bauern is to farm, and Hof has to do with property. So Bauernhof, good. Tree, not a picture there. Der Baum. If you ever sang in chorus the song "O Christmas Tree" in German, "O Tannenbaum, O Tannenbaum," well, that's the word for tree. Baum. Mountain we've had before, just the singular for mountain, der Berg. Leaf, this is on like on a tree. Das Blatt. Bush, that's going to be an easy one. Der Busch. Almost like English. Field, also very close to English. Das Feld. River, we've had before. Oh, maybe German too. It was German too. Der Fluss. We talked about der Rheinfluss, die Donaufluss. Grass is das Gras. Sky, we've had before also. Der Himmel. An island we've had before also. So out here in the middle of this lake is an island. That's where we talked about before. Die Insel. Cliff. This is a brand new word for us. Die Klippe. So you might be able to find the word in there somewhere. Klippe and cliff. Coast. We have had this word before. Die Küste. Die Küste. Countryside. That's a good word to know. Countryside. Die Landschaft. And Landschaft can also refer to landscape. So it doesn't just have to be the countryside. There can be Landschaft, even maybe within a city. Yeah. So air, up in the air. Yeah. Well, this is actually air itself. Air like we breathe. Die Luft. Die Luft. The name of the big airline in Germany is called Lufthansa. Lufthansa Air. Good. Sea. This is a tricky one. The sea is das Meer. Well, actually, there's another word that's similar to sea that doesn't mean sea, but das Meer is that one. Now, here is a lake, though. A lake would be der See, which looks more like sea, doesn't it? But lake is See, and a sea is das Meer. Moon, well, that's quite a landscape. Der Mond. Sun, we know this one already. Die Sonne. Sunrise, this is a new one then. It's a little bit longer word. Sunrise, we have sunrise and sunset coming up. Sunrise, Sonnenaufgang. Aufgang means it's rising. Sonnen has to do with the sun, die Sonne. And then sunset is the opposite, Sonnenuntergang. Untergang. So we had Aufgang und Untergang. Sonnenuntergang, Sonnenaufgang. Sonnenaufgang, up a rock. Der Stein, plural is die Steine. Star. Der Stern. A valley. It's a pretty picture. Das Tal. Das Tal. Waterfall. Waterfall. It's a tough one. Der Wasserfall. Path or way. Der Weg. Der Weg. Wet. Nass. Dry. Trocken. I think we've had those two words before. Fish. Der Fisch. I think we've had that one too. A hare or a rabbit, right? This works with both. Der Hase. Der Hase. Chicken. Das Huhn. Das Huhn. Cow. Die Kuh. Mouse. Die Maus. Horse. Das Pferd. Das Pferd. I think we've had that word before. Das Pferd. Sheep. No picture. Das Schaf. Das Schaf. Snake. Die Schlange. Die Schlange. Animal in general. This is where we had before. Das Tier. Nature. I just talked about this. Nature. Die Natur. Squirrel is the bonus because it's one of the hardest words to say in German. Maybe not, well, it's not easy to spell either, but it's hard to say. It's funny because there you go. Das Eichhörnchen. Now, it's easy to say it in some way. It's harder to say it correctly, and maybe I don't always get it exactly right, but das Eichhörnchen, you have to make that CH and then an umlaut OR sound, and then followed right up by a CH again. Eichhörnchen. Eichhörnchen. And the funny thing about this word is that for Germans, the word squirrel is difficult for them to say. And it's really kind of a squirrel is really a unique word and it's something about the QUIR part of it, followed, preceded by the S, squirrel. We actually make uh, quite a bit of movement with our mouth and lips whenever we say that word squirrel, more than we do most words. But this one gives English speakers a hard time. Eichhörnchen. I think I'm right on with that, but yeah, some people can just do it right away. Foreign speakers, and most people can't though. But good, they get a good laugh out of that one whenever that word comes up. Okay, so those are the vocabel, and now let's take a look im Textbuch. Let me see here, Mosaic. Yeah, so here's the on page 150 is where the chapter starts, and what we just went over, all this vocabel with pictures. There might be a few extra words within the pictures, like I see the word der Wald. Der Wald we've had before, the forest. We had das Picnic. That also was not one of our words. There's an Eichhörnchen right there. I think the rest of these words are all from the, and I'm on page 150. I know you're trying to get there, or you can just follow me here. Der Mund, der Stern, there's die Insel, there's der See, the lake. It's not an ocean or a sea, it's a lake. Here's die Klippe, not a very good picture, but those are cliffs. And die Schlange. If I haven't told you, there really aren't very many, or I think there's only one kind of snake in Germany, and that's non-venomous, and it's actually pretty rare. I'm pretty sure about that. But I've never ever seen a snake in Germany, and I've been out in nature a lot, and hiking trails and all that kind of stuff, and I just haven't really ever seen one. But they tell me there is one, but nothing like what we have here in the United States or Oklahoma. Der Stein over here, stone, and then der Hase. Okay, those are all words we just went over. I won't look at this too much here, but there's actually the homework I'm going to give you today. It's just some vocabulary stuff. And those are the first two parts of it right there, are the Was passt zusammen, number 1, and Kategorien is number 2, and we'll go from there. Let's skip ahead here and see. Okay, I think I want to go to 155. No, maybe 156. Okay, so here's those articles about Landschaften, landscapes of Germany, and countryside of Germany. Yeah, it's actually in the plural here, so that countrysides, I don't know. But that would be, yeah, I would say, again, nature or, landscapes might be best. But here talks about these right here, Nationalpark, and the Spreewald, which I've talked about maybe back in German too. If not, I'll talk about it again. And that's kind of a neat area I like to go to. And that's kind of south of Berlin. And then Sächsische Schweiz is really pretty in Sachsen. Good. Let's look. And then there's a good article here about a very interesting person whose name you might not know, but you're certainly influenced by what all he did. Alexander von Humboldt, who was an ecologist and a naturalist, and he studied nature and traveled the world actually. And he was from Germany. Here's Venezuela, Peru, Mexico, also the USA, and botany, zoology, climatology, oceanography. And he wrote a book in the 1800s called Cosmos. And so that's those are his fields. Very interesting, and kind of like a Renaissance man. Here's der Storch. He's actually exists here in Germany. Storch. Good. All right. So let's look at the grammar just to go over it real quick, not to get into it too much, but this one looks kind of intimidating, but it's not really. Der Konjunktiv der Vergangenheit. This is the past conjunctive. So we use this already. In different ways. We used the conjunctive earlier this year. Let's probably just easier to start with it as a whole different concept, although things are going to, well, you're going to see already in the example above the picture. Ich hätte nie gedacht, which would mean I would have never thought. And then a little different use of the conjunctive or subjunctive. Das hätte ich nie sagen sollen. That's a more complicated structure. I should have never said that. Excuse me. So down here, they use the verb wissen, to know. Ich hätte gewusst. Du hättest gewusst. Ich hätte. Wir hätten. Ihr hättet. And sie hätten. And then with verbs that are sein verbs, we use the helping verb wäre. Ich wäre. Du wärest. Wäre. Okay, this is the normal pattern. And we have these words wären, meaning, yeah, would be, but here this is using it really as helping verbs. So had but this would be different. It'd be a lot more like would have, or could have, perhaps, or something. Should have. Something that forms a subjunctive would be the translation of these words here. So I would have known that, maybe. Ich hätte das gewusst. You could have known that. Du hättest das gewusst. And then on the sein verb, or the gehen verb, ich wäre gegangen. I would have gone. Du wärest gegangen. You would have gone. And over here they use one with a reflexive. Ich hätte mich informiert. I would have asked about that. You would have asked about that. Let's just stick with the would part. Good. So here, if you see phrases like ich wünschte, I wish, that again, this subjunctive expresses a wish or desire for something that doesn't exist right now a lot of times. I don't know if you can see over here, but remember to use subjunctive form of wünschen. Well, wünschen is going to usually set up, I should say, a subjunctive idea, because if you say you wish something, that means that it's not there yet. We'll come back to this part here at the bottom, conjunctive with the modal. That was up in the top one. Das hätte ich nie sagen sollen. Ich hätte es wissen sollen. I should have known that. Können, to be able to do something. She could have helped us. Sie hätte uns helfen können. That's pretty complicated stuff. I don't know, not complicated. It's just, it doesn't match up at all with what we know of German. And then, sorry, I guess it's 161. Maybe not. On 162, this is das Partizip Präsens, and all this is where we take a verb, and in English we add the word the letters ing to it in front of a noun. So, and make it into an adjective, not like I'm singing or she's going, but like making that word singing or going into, or driving into an adjective. So I give three examples here: klingelt, lachend, wachsend. And to make a participle as an adjective, all you have to do is take the verb, let's say klingeln, to ring, and add a D to the end. Lachen, to laugh, add a D to the end. Wachsen, to grow, and add a D to the end. Now we have ringing, laughing, growing. So we'd say, the ringing buzzer, or the laughing person, or the growing child. That's what I talk about when I say, that's what I mean when I say participles that meaning they're used as adjectives, right? The rising moon, sleeping dogs. And they can be used also on their own, just as after a linking verb, like Michael Hanke's films are important or are meaningful, bedeutend. Good. Also can be used as adverbs, lief weinend nach Hause. He ran home crying. Sah ihr suchend in die Augen. He looked searchingly into her eyes. Yeah. So that's just kind of used as an adverb, talking about the way he looked, talking about the way he ran crying. So anyway, this is pretty simple. Just take a verb, add a D to the end, and you've got a participle. So people learning English, they'd say, take the verb ring and add ing. Take the verb laugh, add ing. Take the word grow, add ing. And that's all you have to do to get the past participle. Good. That's not part of that. Wiederholung. I think it's a fairly short chapter. It is. Okay. So, good. That's it. I do have an assignment on VHL Central. It's just 3 short exercises. They're all vocabulary based. So take a look at the vocabulary on the Quizlet or on the first page on 150, and then also take a look at the exercises themselves. And I think you'll be in good shape for today, at least. Okay, so that's just the assignment. If you'll take a look at that, I'm going to put it into a Google Doc and post it for you as well. But ja, das ist alles für heute. Now let's do a little bit of the homework there. Shouldn't take you too long. And so, bis morgen. Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss, ciao.